If you're a business owner and you're under pressure from creditors, this is a warning, because if you don't handle it and you don't speak to them, it's going to force one of your creditors to take action against you. Now today, I'm speaking with Chris. We're going to talk to you about a situation and a director that we've helped recently, someone who is on the edge. They've got multiple finance agreements, they've got suppliers' debt piling up, HMRC starting to close in, they can't afford to pay the bounce back loan, and he thought insolvency was his only option, but instead, we've stepped in, we've helped him open up negotiations with creditors, negotiate some payment plans, and give him a little breathing space so he can deal with this a little bit down the line. If you're a director under creditor pressure right now and you feel like closing through insolvency is your only option, watch this to the end. There is a way through and we're going to show you how to do it. Chris Thiel, welcome to the Director First podcast.
Thanks for having me.
This is your first ever appearance.
I'm still getting paid for this, right?
You are still getting paid for this,
and it's
mate.
a surprise that you've asked me on, because you keep saying I've got a face for radio. So.
Yeah, no comment. Right, listen, on the shows, right, we go through real life cases, but we keep them anonymous. We don't say the business name, we don't say the director. Give us the nuts and bolts of this inquiry, mate. Okay. How did it come about?
So we got an inquiry into the system. I've replied, I've given, let's call him Ian, a call. And I've just listened to his situation, really, you know, which is one of the things that we do here. It's really understanding where people are, where they want to be, and how we get them from A to B legally, which obviously you discuss a lot. So Ian's got a car sales business, car van sales. He operates from home, so he hasn't really got any overheads. But he's always found it, so he's been in the industry years, but always found it a struggle. Sort of end of spring, June, July, August, people stop spending money on things that, you know, maybe not be that important. In winter, you're thinking about your car breaking down.
Yeah.
But in summer, you're thinking on going on holiday. So they're going to spend the money elsewhere. And he knows that. But he's got himself into a bit of difficulty. We've got unsecured debts of HMRC. He's got a bounce back loan.
Okay, how much does he owe HMRC?
Currently, it's only 1,600 quid.
Is he up to date then?
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, he's £1,000 overdue that he's been on the time to pay, and he's got 600 quid coming up.
So is that VAT or corporation?
VAT.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Sorry. So he's got that, and it's not the biggest HMRC problem.
What's his bounce back loan stand at, mate?
29,000.
Okay.
And then he's got unsecured debt with the same bank. He's got an overdraft of 4,500, and he's got 3,000 on a credit card.
And is he into the overdraft pretty much?
Yes.
Is he maxed out?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no cash at the bank. He's literally he's waiting to sell vehicles in order to continue.
And no one's buying them.
And no one's buying them at the
moment. And that's where the pinch point's
exactly.
Going. Okay. Cool. So he owes a little bit to HMRC, a little bit to the bank, and the bank he owes about. I mean, listen. Let's have a look at the good news here.
Yeah.
HMRC, some unsecured debt, the bounce back loan. There was no personal guarantee. Did you check that he took the right amount and he spent it on the right things?
Absolutely. Cool. Used it. But everything's gone back into the business. He's fighting for survival. He's had enough, to be honest. Mm-hmm. You know, he's been in the industry a long time, and he thinks he'll probably be better going elsewhere. But what does that look like? I mean, he's got a supplier as well for car parts, so that's on there. Again, that's unsecured, but only about 1,500 quid.
I mean, it's interesting because, like, the last 18 months, we have been involved in a lot of car dealers' insolvencies and van dealer insolvencies and
van hire, car hire,
car hire, and motorbike forecourts. So, I think people are just putting off spending money.
Absolutely,
that's it. I mean, this is going to go out in probably August 2025. People aren't spending money at the moment, or they're putting off spending money, or they're getting something fixed as opposed to going for a new one. So let's just dig into that, right? The bank, if this fails, the government will step in and pay the bank. There's no PG on the
with the bounce back loan,
Credit card, is there a PG?
No.
Okay. Overdraft, is there a PG?
No.
Okay. Right. Cool. Aside from this, there are some other debts that are personally guaranteed. What are they?
Well, he's financed the vehicles that he has to sell. So
it's a stocking loan.
So and that's personally guaranteed.
Yeah.
So took to the tune of 50,000, owes 40,000, but the value of the cars that he's got in stock probably only worth 30. So it's going to leave him a deficit.
So he knows there's going to be a deficit, right? Okay.
Okay.
What else?
And then he's got
Don't mention this lender's name, by the way.
He's got a credit card.
Okay, cool.
With
Personal
not
guarantee.
a high street lender.
Yeah.
And
They all know who it is, right? Yeah.
and there's a personal guarantee on that.
How much is
that? You're looking at 12 grand on that. So there's 10k deficit with the finance firm for the vehicles, and there's 12 grand on that.
So listen, I mean, he's insolvent because his assets, even if he sold them all, you know, they're not
selling.
They're not selling, and it wouldn't clear the debt. So he's insolvent on a balance sheet basis. He's got no cash at the bank, so he's insolvent on a cash flow basis. So listen, he could throw the towel in now, right? He could do, but he doesn't have any, doesn't have any money to liquidate.
Yeah.
And if this stocking facility takes the cars back, they will perhaps sell them for less than he will sell them for.
10 grand's going to increase.
That deficit's going to go.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Right, so it's damage limitation for this guy, isn't it? Right, and what he's going to try and do is, if I can understand this right, you've told him to speak to the bank.
Yeah.
He's used all his pay-as-you-grow options up.
Absolutely.
People are just tell people what pay-as-you-grow is, mate.
So essentially, if the business is still running, it's paying that debt back. And what are the options to pay it back if you
on the bounce back loan?
On the bounce back loan, yeah. But essentially, he can't pay it back. So what does that look like for him? Well, if he speaks to the bank again, he's had a good relationship, he's exhausted his holidays, he's trying to just buy more time, create some more time so he can get rid of some of those stock and look at liquidation. So he's going to speak to them and just say, look, this is my business. Let's look at my cash flow forecast. Let's look at last year. You'll see that there's a spike in September, October, November. That's when he's going to start getting vehicles again. So can they offer a further extension? Now, there's no guarantee the bank will do that.
I think they will.
I think they will, because he's kept up to date. He's with them. And again, if you go armed with some bullets, it's much better than going, it's me again, I'm struggling, can you do this? I promise to pay.
Do you know with the bank though, right? When it comes to bounce back loans, they're so easy to deal with.
Exactly.
Right? But what you've told him is really good housekeeping. Go to creditors with a plan, with some bullets in your gun to say. But the bank will, if he tells the bank that he's getting stressed and it's causing him anxiety, what have you, which I'm sure it is, they will take a step back 100% and they will give him a bit of time. If he doesn't make a payment for 3 months, it will go into default. He'll get approached by a debt collector. They are like debt collectors, but they can't turn up at your business. They can't take anything. It's like just really light touch. So
they'll also tell you that you're not personally liable for it.
They'll almost talk you out of paying it.
Exactly.
People shouldn't panic about bounce back loans. HMRC, you've also told him to speak to. How have you told him to play HMRC?
Well, it's a small amount, but the same thing. Essentially, I'm running the business. I've kept everything up to date. I've hit some difficulty. I know I'm on the time to pay with this £1,000. There's 600 quid there. I've done a cash flow forecast. Things are going to get better. I don't want to avoid you, but can you put it off for 2, 3, 4, 6 months? What can you get out of them? If they don't put it off, can you do a time to pay and restructure it over a longer period of time? Thus, less outgoings. Same thing with, I know we've dealt with the bounce back loan, but same thing with the bank. It's still under the same bank, and with the overdraft and the credit card. Explain the situation. They're going to be lenient. They like to speak to people. If someone owes you money and ignores you, you get annoyed. You start sending,
that
text messages,
a lot of the time,
and that then
because
he's not buried his head in the sand, but he's still getting the letters, and it doesn't seem a massive amount of money, but it's all consuming when you haven't got it.
Well, it's all relative, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like, I wouldn't normally deal with these in quite, like the average case I might deal with is £500,000 debt. But it's the same worry for this guy here.
Absolutely.
That it is, because it's all relative. So I like that, right? So we've given him some practical tips to essentially get some breathing space. Don't do anything right now, because guess what? Things might get better.
Well, this is it. If I can just interject there. He's had enough. His head's gone. He's been in the industry for years. But he's also been through unprecedented times. We've got the state of the economy and the price of everything going up, and you can understand that when you're not making money, your head goes, you have a wobble, you don't want to do it anymore. But if you can get breathing space, now the reason he wants breathing space is to get rid of some vehicles and be able to afford liquidation.
He's good. You have told him though, if he's getting rid of vehicles, he's got to make sure that he's selling them for the right value.
Absolutely, yeah. He'd continue to trade the business as you would. You're not knocking down. It's not a fire sale. Cool. Continue to trade the business. You've got some breathing space, and when you're in that position to be able to afford liquidation, have that conversation. But what if he gets through it? He has a boom in sales. Things change. And he can continue with the business. You know, he's got the option then.
So we're giving him, and that's, listen, if your arse is against the wall and your back's into, when you're under pressure, you make bad decisions. Of course. So what you've done here is just take a little bit of that off. Let's go to Armageddon, and this guy does need to go through an insolvency process. So in a liquidation, those unsecured debts will get written off.
Yeah.
But he's almost certainly going to be hit with a shortfall on the stocking loan and the credit card.
Yes.
That we won't say who the lender is. They're both personally guaranteed. So let's say there's 25 grand going to hit him. Yeah. That is the biggest worry for any directors. I've signed a personal guarantee. I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to end up homeless. Yeah. What would actually happen when if he goes in insolvency, the PG's crystallise, what's going to happen next?
Well, it have to be restructured and renegotiated on a personal basis.
Okay.
Again, you look at being armed with your income and expenditure. Bear in mind the business has just closed down. You know, where's the income for him to be able to pay that? Can he get some breathing space on that, a payment holiday until he's in employment? Yeah. Or can he restructure it, spread the payments over a longer period of time to suit him more as a person? And they're a lot more flexible when it's a personal debt.
The reality is they just want pain, don't they?
Exactly. Yeah. They don't want to make any.
But that's the bit that scares people, isn't it? It's like, so if you've got a personal guarantee, I'm not going to say it's not as bad as you think. It's still it's a PG. You're going to have to, but there's a number of ways you can do it. Sometimes you can offer full and final settlements.
Yep.
And they'll write the rest off. More often than not, they'll go, okay, no, I want it all back, but I'll take it over an extended period of time, because they want it back as cheaply as possible. They don't want to start legal action against this guy and add additional costs.
Yeah. So. And when I was talking about the restructuring over a longer period of time, the next option is, you know, the ability to, like you say, get a full and final settlement. Yeah. And it's really weighing up of which one's best for you at that moment in time. You can't afford liquidation at the moment. Yeah. And then if he does, his money's gone into liquidation, the chances of him being able to find another X, Y, and Z to do with the full and final. So it might be a case of him creating a little bit more time again till he's back in employment, can raise some funds to then say, I can pay this off, will you accept?
So you've spent quite a bit of time with this guy, a lot of his time. How much have you charged him for it?
Nothing.
Nothing. Right. Free advice.
We don't charge unless unless a client engages with us, and it's got to be the right thing to do. If that's a liquidation, you know, if it's another insolvency procedure solution, we don't take any funds from anyone.
We've got to be honest with people, though. It is a very sneaky business model.
Absolutely.
We're going to give them a ton of value.
Yep.
We're going to help them understand what all the options are, and then if they need an insolvency process, we believe we've given them that much goodwill. We're in their head, they're seeing us everywhere, they've checked our reviews out on Trustpilot. It's an easy decision to part with some money. Okay?
Absolutely.
Listen, you've been a great guest. We look forward to welcoming you back.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
See you soon. Cheers.
Top man.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
mate.
Take care.